Hi, loves. It's Thais with Manifest with Thais, where we use AI and technology to manifest new heights. And today's video is all about how to promote yourself, a book by Wallace D Wattles. If you're not familiar with Wallace D Wattles, he is the author of The Science of Getting Rich. That is probably his most popular and known book, which I will definitely review on this channel. It was one of the first books that I read, which actually encouraged me to leave teaching because Wallace D. Wattles is all about promoting oneself and lifting oneself out of poverty into a mindset of abundance. And I wanted to read a book, one that of course, advances my thought because the first place that abundance starts is in the mind. It starts in the mind first. We have to experience what we want in our mind before it comes into our physical reality. And so, while looking for new books to add to my collection under my belt this year, I found How to Promote Yourself by Wallace D. Wattles. It is a very tiny and short book, only, I think, 39 pages. 39 pages. And within these 39 pages is gold. I mean, gold on a level where I had so many aha moments in just a little time. You can finish this book within a day. And of course, since we are utilizing AI, we will be using ChatGPT to help us create new habits of successful thinking using this book, which I will give you the prompt in this video, and it will also be pinned down in the comments below. So, how to promote yourself. So, one thing I do when I'm looking for new books or new texts to read is that I always go with a feeling, right? I know that whatever book I'm choosing when it comes to learning more about manifestation, more about learning how to channel my positive thinking into the physical desires in my reality. I wanted to go back to Wallace D. Wattles. I feel like he is an author that is underrated, and he is an author that wrote books during time of the new age. And when I say the new age, we're talking about Rockefeller, Ford. We're talking about all the greatest inventions that came out of the 19th century. And so in writing these books, a lot of his details do talk about things about working in factories, but do not be dissuaded by the antiquity of his writing because even our jobs now can be equated to working within factories. And so in this book, How to Promote Yourself, there are just a few chapters in this book. There are 9 chapters within this book. And let me tell you what they are. The powerful life, whence comes the power, the business attitude, what you desire, becoming what you want to be, promoting yourself, the advancing thought, the law of opulence, man and money, and talk that builds. So all those elements and focuses that we continue to learn about as we continue to harness the power of manifestation through the laws of the universe. And something I wanted to point out within this book itself is in the chapter becoming what you want to be. Here in this chapter, something I highlighted that Wallace D. Wattles mentions is that it is only when you can do your present work perfectly and do some other work besides that you are ready to advance. And so this made me think about the attitude of having multiple streams of revenue, and then also multiple passions. Many of us, including myself, are multi-passioned. And I know a lot of times there are the arguments like, what do I focus on? What do I focus on? Perfect one thing at a time. And as you perfect one thing at a time, you're going to advance within your life. And so don't think that you are behind. Do not think that you are not where you are supposed to be, because everyone has their own time to perfect a talent or a skill that they are sharing with the world. And so in becoming what you want to be, sometimes there is some delay. And when I say delay, meaning there are things that you must learn first before you can progress into other things. And so as you are working through your life and focusing on things, so think about it. Many of us are manifesting many things at the same time. A new house, a partner, a new car, a new career. Think about all the things that you desire within your life. And so let this be support that focusing on one thing at a time allows you to build your success. Many times we feel unsuccessful because our brains are scattered. Our brains are split. We're focusing on this today. We're focusing on that tomorrow. I'm focusing on something right now. I'm focusing on something else within an hour. Just know that when you perfect your skill at which you're at now, you will progress to the next. So do not think that anything is being delayed from you. Also, within promoting yourself, the chapter promoting yourself, I want to highlight this for all the overdoers who are currently within their current positions doing more in hopes of a promotion. Within this book, Wallace D Wattles writes, "Do not do extra work with the idea that by so doing, you may curry favor with your employer. That will put you in a servile attitude and out of the attitude of self-direction. Do not do it in the hope that those above you will see your good service and promote you. They may find it more profitable to keep you where you are." So know that anything that you are doing, do it for yourself. Do it for a purpose, because we know that when we are within these different work settings, many of us overachieve. We add more to our plates because we want to impress other people, but the most important person that you must impress is yourself. And so these are the types of themes that Wallace D Wattles talks about in this book. And one more I want to really focus on is the Law of Opulence. In this chapter, Wallace D Wattles opens up with, "In living the new life, the first essential is to abandon the idea of competition." How many of us feel as though we are competing against other people for what it is that we want? Competition is a man-made idea. Remember, we are operating in the world of the spiritual. In the world of the spiritual, there is more than enough. Remember that formless matter, these thoughts can create more. Think of these things in terms of even restaurants. Restaurants are probably the most basic of ideas in terms of talking about competition. How many burger places are there? There's Burger King, there's McDonald's, In-N-Out, Whataburger, even the Cookout, places that I've not even mentioned that may be local to your area, and yet they exist and they are in existence. The same principles exist for us as humans. There is more than one house for us. They're building more than one Mercedes. They're building more than one Lincoln. They're building more than one everything that we desire. And so we have to let go of the limited supply. I've seen a lot of videos out here where they're scaring people about people are broke. People are broke. When you live in an area in a mindset of abundance, I knew this so Christmas 2023, every Christmas I travel. I travel because that's what I love to do. It really goes back to Home Alone and them traveling. That was always a dream of mine when I was just like, that was a foreign idea to me. Going somewhere else for Christmas, going somewhere exotic, going to traveling, not being home for Christmas. And that is an idea that I recently started applying as an adult, going somewhere for Christmas. And so Christmas 2023, there were so many people at the airport. It was like, there was like no place to park. I mean, there were so many people. Fast forward to my Christmas vacation 2024, there were less. And it made me think that people have been listening to the news that there is an idea of lack, that there is lack. Think about all the things. The stock market is down. Everything costs too much. I don't have money for this. I don't have money for that. And I decided to separate myself from those thoughts. Last year was the most abundant year of my life. And when I got to the airport, it let me know, even though there were less, there were still people there traveling for their holidays. I said, it is good to be amongst the prosperous. And so Wallace D Wattles talks about this, that advancing thought, that you must focus on the abundance. There's no need to talk about poverty. There's no need. Yes, it exists. But if you don't want to be a part of it, why do we highlight it? Highlight what you want. And so going back to the law of opulence, as he said, in living the new life, the first essential is to abandon the idea of competition and of limited supply. Too many people who consider themselves practitioners of the new thought never entirely succeed in doing this. Remember, competition in business originates in the idea of limited supply. It grows out of the supposition that because there is not enough to go around, men must compete with each other for what there is. And so that is a thought of man. Many of these themes, when you hear practitioners of spiritual faith talking about living in the world, that's something that they mention in the Bible. Living in the world, that is what they're talking about. There is no competition. If there are streets of gold in heaven, why would there not be streets of gold for us here? And so this book really fine-tunes your thoughts to know how to think abundantly against all odds. And so as you read this book, this is a great book for you to be able to progress your thoughts into abundance, regardless of what's going on, regardless of who's in political office. Regardless, do you know that there were new millionaires last year in 2024? They do not talk about that because does that benefit the world to have more millionaires? More millionaires came out of the United States, as you can see here in this article, than any other country in the world in 2024. You can be a part of that for 2025. It depends on your thoughts. And so as you read this book, really focus in on that and utilize these techniques and skills, because this is the thing. These thoughts, these beliefs are not old. They are still current and they are still valid. And so what you would do when receiving this book, which you can purchase below, I have a description. I have a link in the description. This book is $5.99. For $6, you can change your life. And so this is the ChatGPT prompt you're going to use with this book to help reinforce these thoughts of advancement so that you can prosper within the year 2025 and any other year that comes thereafter. And so you're going to open ChatGPT and you're going to type this prompt here. I am currently reading Wallace D Wattles' book, How to Promote Yourself. How can I apply these techniques to my life to create a new habit of successful thinking in 3 days? And so it's going to work. And so it's thinking here. And as it thinks, it's navigating it, right? You want to be specific with that book, so then that way it can search it. And so here it's giving me concepts in a 3-day plan. It says, these are the concepts: creative mind versus competitive mindset, a shift from a mindset of lack or competition toward one of abundance and creativity? Like, yes. Believe in the inexhaustible potential of the world to fulfill your desires. And now remember, ChatGPT is going to give you a response based off of what you need, right? It's a thinking machine. So your responses may not be the same as mine, but we know that this is like the concepts, right? Sustained focus and thought. Like, this is what we have to do, the advancing thought. Continually focus your mind on the ideal you wish to realize, your vision. Also, unwavering faith and gratitude. Maintain an attitude of gratitude for what you already have. And you see that and at italic, right? That's like, and for what you are process of receiving. And so here it's giving me a 3-day plan. It's giving me it's telling me to define my new goal on day 1, create a positive affirmation. It even gives it to me, a gratitude practice, and a deliberate visualization. And it's giving me something for day 2. Morning mental rehearsal. Identify micro actions. What small action you can take. A midday check-in. Continued gratitude. And reflect on progress. And then it's going to give me some ongoing maintenance and final thoughts. Now, I'm saying 3 days because when we begin something new, generally, if you're in the beginning of a new process, something new, you want to be able to establish it within 3 days. And so 3 days, because many times we give up, the mind will give up, especially if you are not all in, it will give up after about 3 days. And so you can craft this to give you a plan within 3 days, 7 days, and 21 days. And so what I'm going to do now is just give an example. I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to copy this. And then I'm going to paste it down here. And I wanted to give me something in 21 days because scientifically, 21 days is what is the amount of time, approximate amount of time your mind needs to create a new habit, a complete new habit, a new rewiring of the mind. And so if you want to take this book and really integrate your mind, your body, and your soul into it, I want you to take the same prompt and I want you to enter 21 days. And so once I enter 21 days, it's going to give me a process of 21 days of exactly what to do in order to really solidify this in the mind. And so I would encourage you to definitely take it upon yourself to use this prompt for this book. And this is for any other book as well. Any other manifestation book, personal development book that you're utilizing. Make sure that you put that you're reading a particular book and how you can apply these techniques within a certain amount of time. So whether it's 3 days, it's 7 days, or 21 days, which I recommend, especially because that is what science has proven is the approximate time for your mind to create new thoughts and patterns. And so if you really want to promote yourself at this point in your life, use this prompt, and I encourage you to push yourself to that 21 days because look, it's going to tell you exactly what to do, because many times what happens is we just don't know what to do. We don't know what to do. And so when we don't know what to do, what happens is we lose hope, we lose faith, and we lose interest. And so using this prompt within ChatGPT is going to help you, 1, connect to the principles in the book, 2, promote yourself, and 3, help you have a more positive outcome and experience in your life at this very moment. And so thank you so much for watching this video and learning more about how to promote yourself this year at this time in this moment. Again, you can buy the book in the link in the description below. Again, $6. Change your life. ChatGPT. It is free. And I'll catch you next time on Manifest with Thais, where we use AI and technology to manifest new heights. I'll see you next time.